We all need more money. This is a serious problem America faces, and the More Money movement is here to solve it. But before you can truly understand the value of the solution we're proposing, you need to understand the truth about why everyone needs more money. So please, give this information your undivided attention, because visiting this website could very well be one of the best decisions you've ever made. The reason we all need more money begins with the fact that a proper financial education does not exist in our public school system. Think about it. From the time we're children, we're all taught how to work for money, but school doesn't educate us on the truth about how money works. In fact, our public school system was never designed to educate us in the first place. It was designed to train us. It was designed to turn us all into hard-working employees, and this short video tells the story about how and why it happened.
Let me tell you a quick little story that has nothing and everything to do with the future of our world and how you fit into it. In 1917, the United States faced a huge problem. They were working hard to compete in the industrialized economy, and there was a shortage. Not a shortage of oil or coal or other natural resources, a shortage of people, specifically obedient factory workers. The solution to this economic dilemma? It was an experiment of sorts. It hadn't been done before, until someone thought of it. Mandatory public school. Unfortunately, the initial purpose of the United States public school system was not to inspire children or generate scholars. And it wasn't created for dreamers, people who color outside the lines, break the rules, and challenge the status quo. The public school system of the early 1900s was invented to create a nation full of adults who would obediently do their jobs in the factory assembly lines. Teaching kids to sit in straight rows and scheduling the entire day with the ringing of bells wasn't by chance. Punishing those who didn't conform was purposeful. These were the skills they would need to join the labor force. Intentional or not, this early method of turning dreamers into workers was an investment in the nation's economic future. And it worked. This then led to several generations of productive, fully employed workers. But it isn't working anymore. Why? In the past, the obedient, do-what-you're-told without question people were rewarded for working hard and putting their dreams aside in order to toe the line. They were given well-paying jobs that led to long-term careers. They were guaranteed pensions, benefits, and the promise that they would always be taken care of. And they were. But that promise is gone for most of us today. Even if you have a white-collar job, the majority of white-collar workers are still working in a factory. Instead of operating a sewing machine or welding a widget, they now push pencils, type on keyboards, or process paperwork. It's still factory work because the entire focus of the day is spent on increasing productivity, which leaves little room for creativity, spontaneity, or individuality. The educated, hard-working masses are still doing what they're told, but they're no longer getting what they deserve.
Now that video makes an interesting point. We're all doing what we've been told to do by the people we quote-unquote trust, but we're no longer getting what we deserve. And what we're being told, or should I say taught to do is, go to school, get good grades, and you'll find a good job. And here's the information you need to get started. Now, make no mistake about it, folks. We all need to learn the basics about the world around us, so we're not saying these subjects aren't important. But as an adult, these subjects are more important. If you're over 30 years old, how much different would your life be right now if you learned this information before graduating high school? As a matter of fact, how much different would our entire economy be if this were mandatory learning for everyone? Because they can very easily teach us everything we learn from kindergarten to 12th grade by the end of 10th grade, then everyone spend their last 2 years of high school taking these classes. Folks, this is what we need to learn to become financially responsible adults. But they didn't teach us this information, and they're not teaching it to our children because they know teaching this information creates a nation full of people who are financially free. And not teaching it turns everyone's life into a rat race. And here's the worst part. Everyone thinks it's their own fault their lives become a rat race, and that's simply not true. But we don't understand that. All we know is we need more money and we need it right now. So we do what we've been taught to do. We go work for it. And we start working harder at our jobs to get a raise, but for most of us that doesn't work because it's hard to get a raise nowadays. So we go work a second job. So now we're working a full-time job and we're working a part-time job, and that doesn't work because it's still not enough money. Some of us work delivering packages and food to people's homes. Others turn their cars into taxi cabs, and all we know is we're working and we're working and we're working, but nothing seems to be working. In fact, it seems like the only thing that is working is us. And this is what our life feels like. Like we're pulling the weight of our life on square wheels. All we know is we're tired, but we have bills to pay and people depending on us. So we gotta keep pushing. Folks, if this is what your life feels like, those days are over because the help you've been looking for is here. Please take a few minutes to watch the next video. It'll help you gain a better understanding of the financial problems we all face. And the more you learn about the rat race, the clearer it becomes that the More Money movement is the only escape that works for everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and we appreciate you for helping us spread the word about the More Money movement.